Good morning. Happy Monday. Hold on. Good morning. Happy Monday. Welcome to the Wake Up Real Estate Show. Ryan is, number one, he went from fighting COVID to now fighting a hurricane. He's got a better chance against COVID than the hurricane. Yeah, it's Monday. It's Monday, so it's mortgage motivation and marketing Monday. I'm not going to be able to pay attention with that thing on. Oh boy. Here's the motivation to kick your week off. Okay. Here's some motivation to kick your week off. Oh, where did it go here? Your competition isn't someone else. Your competition is the attitude.
ChatGPT.
Well, okay, AI maybe. Your competition is the attitude, habits, discipline, and choices you make on a daily basis. Attitude, habits, discipline, and choices you make on a daily basis. I didn't think Jordan was going to be able to make it in today, but he's asking for the dang link, so I'm going to get it to him. He might be in the airport. I'm going to shoot him that, so Jordan may be popping on here.
Let's do a social post then.
Yeah. So Ryan's got a social post of the day. I have some encouragement, maybe even more motivation, and some feedback of recent results that we have been getting. So Ryan is trying to have a little fun with what is, a legitimately serious.
I'm gonna get in trouble.
Concern.
Yeah.
But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so it's the weather event social post. So if you're having a weather event, most of you guys aren't, but if you are, a list of properties that in some way relate or don't relate to the weather event. The map search is on our sites. A lot of us have KV Core or Chime or something. Lets you draw nice kind of boundaries and areas. So I was able to do that here. If you have flood zones, if you have even just one of my favorite posts is stuff near a certain location. It's less weather related, but stuff within a few minutes walk to the beach, things like that. So little map.
It may not even walk to the beach. It could be walking distance to schools. It could be parks, dog park, right? Yeah. Homes close to local dog parks. We haven't mentioned this in a long time, but you could curate a list of homes that have a high walk score.
Yeah.
Right. There are any number of ways that you can curate lists that people will find interesting and engaging, and potentially, if nothing else, remind people that you're in the business, right? You're in the business, and that you'd be happy to work with them. Raina? Attitudes, habits, and choices. What was the fourth one? That's a good question. Attitudes, your attitude, habits, discipline, and choices. Discipline and choices. So just some. I shot a little YouTube short, which you can see on the channel last night, talking about how many appointments we were able to set last week. And I wanted to share, it wasn't intended to brag, but rather to encourage you all that regardless of all the negative news, regardless of what's happening with interest rates, regardless of what's happening politically, there is still a ton of opportunity. So don't allow the negative news or negative agents or LOs in your office, virtual or otherwise, to cloud your judgment and take you away from making business happen or creating business opportunities for you, because there's no lack of it. And if you missed the numbers, last week we set 74 appointments, and from Friday afternoon until yesterday morning when I talked with my guy Jordan, we had taken 16 mortgage applications. So in less than 48 hours, we had taken 16 mortgage applications.
And some of the people watching have databases big enough that you could generate that much activity on your own.
Correct. And that was my other encouragement. So I gave some general rules of thumb. And so if you've got a database of 1,000 contacts, at a minimum, you should be able to get 1% of those set as an appointment per month. Okay. And more, that's very, very conservative. More likely you could get 1% per week, but you've got to be working the database. You've got to be consistently reaching out, using the scripts and the templates and the best practices that you'll find for free at wakeup.realestate, and have those conversations and know how to pivot them to a phone conversation or a Zoom conversation or an in-person appointment. And that's what we're directly doing for folks. So just a little plug here. If you, whether you're a single agent or small team or independent brokerage, whatever the case may be, if you've got at least 30 transactions side, that's Ryan.
Hurricane's coming.
It's getting serious there.
Might be telling me to get out.
Yeah. If we may lose Ryan here. Hopefully we don't lose him. We may lose him on the live stream. Hopefully we don't lose him. Anyway, if you have 30 transaction sides or a minimum of 5 million in volume the last 12 months, we can do this work for you of mining your database and setting appointments. And I'd be happy to chat with you about that, Josh 15. If you're below those thresholds, go create your free account, wakeup.realestate, use the templates, use the lead capture pages, etc., to get yourself up to that point, as well as the Wednesday workshops that we've been doing at 1 Eastern, which you can register for free at wakeup.realestate/MM. Jordan, so Jordan, I think, is at the airport. Where are you headed?
Yeah, Detroit, but I might have really bad connection, so you got to tell me. Okay.
It's not bad. We can hear the flight announcements a little bit. But since I teased it, 16 mortgage applications this weekend.
This is the craziest show we've had in a while. I'm just having the best time.
We got hurricane alerts and Jordan's being called and there it goes again. Wow. Woo, we are losing subscribers as we speak. Anyway, Jordan, 16 applications this weekend. Let's talk a little bit about that. I guess from your perspective, what is the catalyst for that? And maybe talk a little bit about what those applications look like. Is it investors? Is it first-time buyers? Is it trade-up buyers? Is it a mix?
It's mostly first-time home buyers, right? Trying to get in the market or get prepared. That's 90% of our applications are always going to be not 90%, but majority of our applications are going to be people just trying to get prepared, trying to figure out where they're sitting at, how to get there, and what they need to do to get there. And that's what we are trying to do, is just make sure they get prepared on the 3 pillars, right? The 3 pillars that we talk about all the time. Is where are they sitting at? What do we need to do? How do we need to get there? And then giving them a reasonable plan on the shortest route to get there. So
the 3 pillars: credit, income, assets. Credit,
correct.
Income, asset. Where do they stand on those 3? Do we have 2 out of the 3? As long as we have 2 out of the 3, we have options. And if we only have 1 or 0 out of the 3, we give them a plan for how they can proactively address that, so that we can open up options and programs and opportunities for them.
Yeah, absolutely. But I would say percentage-wise, I mean, you're usually going to see about 25% of your applications follow through in the long run, right? 25 to 30% follow through in the long run. Right off the bat, at least 10% will qualify. I mean, we did get pre-approvals out of that 16, and it was roughly about 10%, 10 to 15%. Now, with that being said, those are just applications that we generated, right? There's a difference between applications that are sent directly to us. So those are our generated applications that we generated for our realtor partners. So typically online and database leads have a lower pull through than direct warm referrals from real estate agents.
So just I want to double tap on that. What Jordan is talking about, the work that we're doing with V qualifier clients, like Campbell and Beth, who I'm going to share a story on them in a minute. Their new V qualifier clients that we're working with, they've got a massive database of over 8,000 leads that we're starting to work this week. When we're doing that work, we're setting the appointments. We're going in to a database to mine for gold. That's where you're getting the that pull through rate that Jordan's talking about. It's obviously a lot different than the pull through rate when folks like Campbell and Beth refer a warm referral and we get their application and pre-approve them, etc. And the reason why I bring that up is I know that we got at least one contract from a warm referral this weekend from them. They're buying a home just under $1 million. The loan amount's $600,000. And there was another warm referral that we have pre-approved and shopping, and I think they were maybe making an offer on a home.
Yeah, they decided not to, but yeah, it should easily be pre-approved. But that pull-through rate is a lot higher just because they're usually past clients, stuff like that. So when we're talking about our pull-through rates and they seem low, I just like to differentiate between direct warm referrals and what we're
cold
doing.
internet.
Yeah, cold internet stuff is just naturally going to be lower. So to expect that lower pull-through. Right. I don't want it as discouragement because really in a 6 to 9 month period is really where we're going to see that pull through start coming on and a lot higher.
It catches up.
It's the credit direction. It's the money they saved. It's the plans that we gave them. And I think people give up way too early on that, and they'll start seeing a higher and higher return if they're consistent with working their database. If they just stay consistent as much as they can. And we definitely see it on the mortgage side. So it's something that we pour a lot into and follow up.
I talk about this often, and I know Ryan agrees with this. If you play the long game and you get really good at sifting and sorting out the ones that are ready, willing, and able now, which is a very small percentage, but if you get them, they will fund infinitely being able to infinitely grow your pipeline of future. So if you take a long view on it, and you are patient, and you partner, with a good team that are doing some of these things, whether it's in-house that you're doing these things or you're outsourcing to follow up and follow through and these things. That's how you create a winning business, not just in real estate, but just in, any business for that matter. Ryan, I'm sorry, I was talking over you there for a second.
Over the last week or two, we've been going through all the leads we've generated since about January. And for every one that was kind of pre-approved or ready to go now, there's about 10, maybe 8 or 9. It plays right out with, 10 to 20% being ready now and the rest, 80% of the fortune being in the follow-up. But we went through I've been going through the whole database and then taking the people who were like, yeah, try me in 3 months, try me in a year, and making sure that they had follow-up tasks set up, like in a tickler file. And if you did that with your own database right now and just look through, spend a whole hour and just go through one name at a time in your database, you're going to find people who you're like, oh man, I was supposed to check back in with them, but I didn't because I didn't schedule that follow-up with myself.
Yeah. And I'll share, I shared this story. It was either last week or late the week before that. I sent out using iList. We had Joe Peterson with iList on last Thursday. Using their platform, I sent an email follow-up, an email and what Joe calls a bump text follow-up 2 weeks ago. And from that, I was able to, I'll call it disposition, several sellers that aren't ready now, but will be selling their property in late winter or early spring or even late spring. And so appropriately dispositioning, adding that information, adding notes, and then creating an appointment with myself to follow up with them at the appropriate time. In most cases, or actually in all of those examples, I set a follow-up for me to check in personally in January to see if we're still on the same timeline, right? I took whatever they said, sort of cut it in half, and the logical, new year, whatever, just kind of checking in for that. And another sort of best practice with that is what is you've probably heard this, BAM FAM. Book a meeting from a meeting, or book an appointment from an appointment. Even if that meeting or appointment is 3 months from now, or 6 months from now, or 9 months from now, right? Like that's your future. You're putting deposits in your business account for the future every time you do that. as long as you don't drop the ball and as long as you stay in the business, right? And you keep following up and keep following through. So there's money in this database stuff. Sorry, Ryan, what?
I had never heard that term before. That's a good one. BAM.
BAM fan. Yeah. Book a meeting from a meeting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Cool.
And a meeting could just, it doesn't even have to be book a meeting from a text convert. Book a convo from a convo. Book a chat from a chat. We've been using the quick chat phrase, which has been working wonderfully to get ourselves appointments, right? Don't call an appointment. Just it's a quick chat, right? I mean, it's an appointment, but like it sounds, people are more open and willing to have a quick chat than to have a formal appointment, So anyway, anything else? Mortgage, motivation, or marketing wise, we should do a quick once over on.
They sent out predictions today.
Okay.
Of 2024, where rates will be. Sent out predictions. Okay. So I saw a few news articles. I'm predicting that rates are going to be in the 5s by 2024, end of 2024. Probably 5 average. Some predicted lower, some predicted higher. But as long as we start taking care of inflation, we should see a drop, and stay positive, I would say. And I think it goes back to the conversation we have. There is more than enough business to go around. You just got to find it.
In the best markets and the worst markets, in every location, there are transactions happening every week. Are you going to be a participant or are you going to be a spectator? It's really your choice. It really is.
It'll set you up for a great business when it does get busier.
100%.
Yeah. So I've always told my staff, work harder than the next loan officer. So if you work harder than the next loan officer, you'll produce no matter what. My best months were always in December. The slowest times.
Harder and smarter. Harder and smarter, right? Are you leveraging technology? Are you leveraging other people? Are you leveraging what you have at your fingertips? So it's not just working harder, but working smarter, being more efficient and effective with your work. That's how you win against others in your market or in the industry at large. So good stuff. This week, I haven't talked with Ryan, but it's a holiday weekend, so I don't know. I don't know if we'll be on Friday, and honestly, we'll see where Ryan's at with the whole hurricane stuff. But at a minimum, we've got Texting Tuesday tomorrow. Faux show. A mortgage topic or talk for Wednesday, and I've got some tech tips to share on Thursday. So we've got a good week planned here, and now is the time to fill your pipeline up as other people are getting busy with the start of school and other things going on. Like now is the time to really double down.
And a little bit of positive insight I can give on the market, and I always feel this: the Google ads and Facebook upticked huge this past weekend, like very noticeably. So it might be that people, kids are back to school, people are coming back out of the woodwork and searching, but just the raw lead count and the cost per lead went down drastically Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Yeah.
So
I had
about running ads, run some.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you want help with that, just let us know.
Let Josh and Mike know.
Well, we can either point you in the right direction, or in some cases, we can directly help you for sure. Raina, what's the texting system you use? So we're using our partners, whatever they have natively. So KV Core, Chime, Boomtown.
But you can text. You can do what we're doing with your phone. We say that all the time. Absolutely.
Start with whatever you have. Ryan, there's a session we did a few weeks ago on
Bulk Texter Pro.
Yeah, where Ryan showed a bulk texting hack using a Chrome extension and Google Voice, right? Yeah. So, but use whatever you have, and I will tell you, I will share this story from a couple of months ago. We did a dead lead resurrection boot camp. Okay, it was all about how you can take your old dead leads and revive them, resurrect them, generate appointments. And Jackie Grove, she participated in that, and part of the initial homework was to make a list of her old dead leads, and I gave like specific categories, like leads that you had at one point in the last year or two had been pre-approved, or that you had actually shown a house to, or that you had actually made offers on. Sellers that you talked to that said, yeah, I'd love to sell, but I don't want to be homeless. And engaged people, right? People that had communicated with you in some way, shape, or form. Anyway, Jackie came up with a list of 70, I'll call it 75, but it was something in the 70s. She went through and made, that's what she was able to, and she manually communicated with each one of those, and it turned into like 11 transaction side opportunities, something along those lines. So yes, we love technology. We use it and leverage it in as many ways possible. But if you're, if you have more time than money, there is no reason why you can't, couldn't, shouldn't be manually one-to-one sending these communications using the scripts and templates and so forth that we make available to everyone for free. Raina, yes.
It's Mike.
Raina.
It's Mike.
Oh, it's Mike Raina or Raina Mike? I don't know.
Mike Raina. Yeah.
Oh, well, anyway, yes, we can help. Just either use the little chat widget on the site at wakeup.realestate or just email or text me, and we can get you pointed in the right direction. I would be more than happy to chat, strategize a bit, and see how we can best help you. And for those wondering, listening on audio, they ask, can you help with Facebook ads? And it is Raina. I was right. So there.
Oh, man, I'm sorry.
Your face. In your face.
I'm sorry.
Okay. Let's make it a great week. Pray for Ryan and the hurricane, and for safe travels for Jordan as he goes and gets betterer at mortgaging, mortgage stuff, mortgage related things, programs, etc. And we'll be back tomorrow, same place, same link. If you need anything between now and then, go to wakeup.realestate, use the little chat widget, or just hit me up. You can find me on the internet. See ya.